If you're interested in learning about celestial navigation, you've come to the right place. I'm Douglas Hendricks, the celestial navigation instructor for Bonneville School of Sailing and Seamanship. I've been sailing for over 30 years. I've crossed the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Indian Oceans, plus a lot of other places, using nothing more than the sun, the moon, the stars, and the planets as my guide. For over 10 years, I've been working with Bonneville Sailing to teach other people how to navigate by the stars, and I look forward to working with you too, no matter what level of instruction you're looking for. That phrase, no matter what level of instruction you're looking for, is really the key that sets Bonneville Sailing apart from other places that teach celestial navigation. The expression, one size fits all, is never more false than it is when it comes to teaching celestial navigation. Over the years that I've been teaching, I've seen a lot of people come through our program, and I've found a huge variation in what it is that they're looking for. Some people have studied celestial navigation on their own prior to coming to us, and for the most part, they understood things except for one or two concepts that stumped them. They don't need to take the full class. They just need to spend a little bit of time talking to experienced celestial navigator. We can handle that at Bonneville Sailing. We don't require people to sign up for the full set of lessons. We can do quick consulting for you. Other people need a more structured curriculum. Some people need to start at the very beginning, but they don't want to go to the very end. They don't want to get into all the gruesome details of the mathematics that underlies celestial navigation. They just want to know how to take a sextant, identify the key stars, make some measurements, and they're willing to take the sextant numbers, put them into a smartphone app, of which there are many, and let the smartphone do the mathematics for them to tell them what their latitude and longitude are. That approach works very well with the normal way that we do things here at Bonneville Sailing. In fact, the first two lessons are exactly that. By the end of the second lesson, you will be able to navigate by the stars anywhere in the world, provided the battery on your smartphone doesn't die. Okay? And many people are perfectly happy with that. They could stop after the second lesson, and we allow that. Most people, though, they want to know, how does the smartphone work its mathematical magic? For a couple of reasons. One is just curiosity, or the other thing is that they realize that, hey, if you're going to use the smartphone anyway, you might as well just use the built-in GPS, right? And also, you don't want to be fully dependent on electronics. If you're going to sail across an ocean where you might get struck by lightning and the electromagnetic pulse might take out all of your onboard electronics, you need to have a non-electronic way to do it. So you need to be able to set the smartphone aside and do it the old-fashioned way. Now, the old-fashioned way, it consists of books of tables. The main book for marine navigation is called HO 229. There is another book for air navigation called HO 249. And in fact, most recreational sailors, this is what they use. It's a little bit more compact, a little simpler to use, doesn't have the same level of precision that HO 229 does, but for most recreational sailors is good enough. And the idea with this is you take the sextant readings and you open it up and you see this is a book with just tables, just nothing but tables of numbers. So you take the sextant reading and you look it up and you find the right row and column, get a number from there, and then you go to the back and you take that first number and you put it in here, get a number out, do a little bit of arithmetic, and voila, you know your latitude and longitude. No trigonometry involved, just arithmetic only. Great method. We definitely teach it here at Bonneville Sailing. But there is another method that we also teach to people who are interested in it. This other method revolves around the fact that all of these tables that you see in the book here, they're all just the results from one simple equation. Well, I called it simple. Whether or not you would agree that it's simple would depend on how much math you had back in school and how long it's been since you had that math. If the phrase non-Euclidean trigonometry scares you, then you probably want to stick with the traditional way. But if you're not afraid of math, we can show you how to use this one trigonometric equation, and then using a $10 calculator, you can do everything that these books do. You can do it faster, easier, and to a higher level of precision, but it does require the use of a calculator. So I do recommend that you still learn the traditional way. And the calculator, it doesn't even have to be a programmable calculator. It could be a simple, I mean, literally a $10 calculator. So we teach all of these methods. We don't necessarily teach all these methods to all people, because for some people, one method is appropriate and they're not interested in the other. It all gets back to the idea of flexibility, which, as I said before, is the key to how we do things here at Bonneville Sailing. We tailor the classes for you. If you want a live meeting, like over Zoom, face-to-face, so no matter where you are in the world, we will get together over the internet, have a conversation, two-way conversation. I teach the class. If you want me to slow down and back up and go over something that you didn't understand the first time, just let me know. I'll do that. If there's a question you want to ask me, like say you've got your sextant, you want to hold the sextant up to the camera, point at something and say, hey, what's this gizmo here? We can do it. It's as if you were sitting in the same room with me, even though you're on the other side of the world from me. So that's the way we normally do things. But maybe that's not appropriate for you. Maybe all you want to do is to look at a recording of a past class that we've taught. That is something that we can do for a fee. We will make those past recordings available to you. You can then watch them. And if you don't understand everything, send me an email, give me a phone call, we can talk about it. So two different ways of doing things, live versus recording. And then of course, if you're one of those people who, for the most part, understands celestial navigation, all you need is a little bit of Q&A time with the celestial navigator. We can arrange for that as well. Flexibility, that's how we do things here at Bonneville Sailing. So if you are interested in knowing more, then here is our email and phone number, info@bonnevillesailing.com, or give us a call, 801-636-5204, or look us up. Our website is bonnevillesailing.com. If you go there, you'll find out we teach a lot more than just celestial navigation. We teach all aspects of sailing. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Until then, may the wind always be at your back.